Hello, everybody. Fast forward 5 years since the cycle tour. We're finally sifting through all of the footage.
And just to give a little context, we legitimately thought we were making a documentary about our trip from Auckland, which is at the north of the North Island, to Queenstown, which is the south of the South Island.
And the fundraising process along the way.
I hope you all enjoy watching just the ridiculousness of it and also some of the cool stuff that happened. You have to ask a question if it's an interview.
How was that first sandwich?
That was good. You gotta ask more interesting questions.
So we're 1 mile into the trip right now. We've already stopped for snacks. By that we mean a full lunch.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about going forward now?
I am excited to figure it out, but a little nervous due to how many times I almost fell over. And it was a 1 mile bike ride from the house to here. So, yeah, it's gonna go fine. It's just gonna be a learning curve. So,
Fair. What are you most excited for?
I'm excited for the South Island, but I'm really excited to be here now because we get to see Sam today, and then Topaz and Tom, in theory, tomorrow night. But that requires us riding 80 miles, which at this point looks like it would be tough to make that happen.
Potentially true.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we're gonna pause because the train's coming! Originally, Nick had been planning this trip for about 1.5 years, and then he got me in on it about 6 months prior, and I came up with the original idea for the cycle tour and then later turned it into a fundraiser. Just a week or two before, Nick changed all of his original plans and decided to jump in on this.
Yeah, and hilarious in hindsight, but super important actually in the long term.
So it's January 15th, day 1.5 basically, and we're at Sam just visiting. Got here last night, slept in a shed, got eaten alive by sandflies, didn't really sleep very well, was woken up by this rooster. It's almost 6 a.m. and Nick was near puking all of last night, so hopefully he's feeling better. He's still sleeping because it's 6 a.m., but roosters are funny, and I'm excited to start the day.
My butt hurts. From 65 miles, are we there yet?
Are we there yet? Just about. 2 miles more.
What are you reading? Oh, the 143. Okay.
Minus 80.
Okay.
I'm doing this all to practice math.
Good. You need it. Desperately.
I'm getting done.
So we're nearly to the top of a about 1,500 foot climb after about 75 miles, and still have not really sure how many to go to see Topaz and Crush, but that's what's carrying us through. We are on gravel going up this pretty monster hill in this pretty amazing spot, so the view's kind of making it all right. But I wouldn't doubt it if Nick murders me by the end of this trip. Yeah, I might die. Okay. It's just around the corner, surely. Oh, look around that corner.
So day one ended with us going up that gravel road, and it started pouring, and my legs were like dead. Like my bones were hurting. And I could not go any longer. And this woman was driving up the road, and she told us about this man named Bruce who lived at the top of the mountain, the only house on the mountain. And it felt like our only option. And so we rode our bike up to his house and knocked on the door to ask if we could, pitch our tent there in his yard.
Also, he opened the door. He shot up from the couch. His house is lined with windows, and he's in whitey tighties.
Obviously didn't expect us to show up.
Yeah, it was brutally inappropriate on our end, but but he took us in.
And his wife came as well, and they made us shepherd's pie and gave us some beer and let us shower. Nick was a little bit worried about our safety for a minute there.
Yeah, I let Jamie shower first, and I was like talking to Bruce, scoping out the kitchen. I'm like, okay, there's a knife. Anyway, but
let us sleep inside, and they were the most lovely people.
Yeah, we couldn't have been more wrong about being sketched out at the very beginning.
I wasn't. I was just like blindly drinking his beer and taking a shower.
But like truly such an amazing time, and we loved Bruce and talked to him nonstop.
Tell them.
Yeah, 23-year-old Bruce.
It's going now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me. I'm sorry about biking this 1,000 miles, because I've recently seen a documentary on prostate cancer, and it's not the best for sitting on the seat for that long period of time.
What advice would you give yourself to be happy in the future? Like bike ride aside.
I think to make yourself happy can help them where I could. Like if I see somebody that needs help with something that is necessary or something to make their lives easier and comfortable, it would make a little bit of difference would be good. That would be heartwarming.
Also, meanwhile, we were supposed to be meeting our friends Natalie and Tom on the other side of this mountain range, basically. And we had no way to communicate with them that we were, running a whole day behind. So meanwhile, they thought we were dead this whole time, probably.
Yeah, because we were supposed to roll in that evening, and we could not tell them. And we're not going to go into this much detail moving forward. Bruce was just truly the gem among them all, and he came in at such a clutch moment. So
Nick would have abandoned me if
day 2, probably.
It was my fault. I overplanned that day.
We definitely overplanned that day.
I was just coming down this glorious downhill in the Coromandel Forest, and something assaulted me. It's hard to see, but I was stung. I was stabbed. Nearly killed. And my friend's not even here with me. Maybe he'll come soon. I hear him. I'm gonna get him on shot. I was just stung by something.
What? I was not. No, we can't do it like this. We need the film on us all the time.
Why?
I said I was not born for this, but I am having a good time. As opposed to Jamie, who said she's born to ride her bike, which I also find questionable.
Oh my gosh, I think it's over! It's over! We're going downhill! We're going downhill!
Mount Doom. Mount Doom. Get up. Mount Shuttle is leaving.
Okay. Mount, time to eat muesli.
Dry muesli by hand. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's Lego.
So here we are about midway through the Tongariro crossing. It's about a 19-kilometer hike that goes through Tongariro National Forest. And there's Mount Doom in the background. And we just passed some really beautiful emerald lakes yesterday we had a pretty long day. We did 104 kilometers from Rotorua to Taupo in a kind of loop-de-loop way. And by the end of it, I think both of us, Nick and I, were pretty nervous to do this hike after that. Like, our legs were throbbing, and like, all I could think about for the last 15K was, how the hell are we going to do this hike tomorrow? We're gonna die. Like, I would rather just lay here on the street than continue on. Yeah, but now we're on the hike and it's beautiful and we feel great. And we hung out with some fun friends last night. And all is well, so it was wasted beer at the end of the ride. First of all, what's your name?
My name is Courtney.
How do we know you?
Definitely acquaintance of Nick, but I'd like to say I'm an acquaintance of both.
Great. Yeah, what would you bike 1,000 miles for?
If I were to bike 1,000 miles, I would do it as a way to kind of answer some internal questions about myself.
And what advice would you give to your past self?
I would say don't be afraid to dream. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
That's a secret. Okay. My exiting thought is that if you want to do something, do it now.
Alright, so what are we doing right now?
Oh, because we want to show what happens in between the scenes. We want to show like what our hosts provide for us and the experiences we have in between just general interviews and biking and pedaling. Like, there's so much more to what's happening.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to try to capture that for you, our viewer. We're
And ourselves for the future.
Mostly us.
Let's be honest. Hi, Mom.
Yes.
But also anyone else. There's a lot to traveling, and especially in an alternative sort of form like this, biking instead of driving. We hope to document more in the future without being weird about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's to trying to do things and not be weird about it.
Yeah.
But we're officially off the North Island. It's pretty safe to say. And
We're going in between the sounds for the first time.
how's it feel?
Feels great. It's everything I always wanted with this trip. So I'm very happy.
Yes. Yes.
How do you feel?
I feel like the test run is over and we're going for it. For real.
These are our first pedals by pedals on the South Island.
Pedals by pedals to Perilous Bridge!
Leg it.
Right, so first of all, what are your names?
Okay, I'm Fiona.
And I'm Mike.
And where are you guys from?
England.
UK,
Nice.
Worcestershire and
Yorkshire.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
it's a special trip for my 50th. I turned 50 in December and I said, right, worked 26 years without a break, time to take a bit of time off, and I wish I'd asked for 3 months, not just 1 month. 1 month is not long enough. Yeah.
But our first question is, what would you bike 1,000 miles for?
Oh, the challenge,
Freedom.
the sense of, adventure.
Yeah.
You just feel amazing when you get, we did that's how we met, was doing 1,000 miles from Land's End to John O'Groats in the UK.
It's achievement is the key word, isn't it?
Yeah.
If something is hard, you do it nonetheless.
I did the marathon just in the same year, so I ran the London Marathon and then I did that, and I do it for charity as well. Raise £7,000 for type 1 diabetes.
Wow.
So my son is type 1, so I thought I'm going to do the marathon and cycle the length of Britain. Fiona's 1,000-mile challenge.
This is not for charity.
This isn't for charity. This is just for fun.
So, yesterday, I think you said this, you wanted to freeze time, right?
I just wanted to be very aware of the fact that this is like the last period of time in our lives before we will have kayaked Abel Tasman, gone on the Heafy track, and done this caving thing, which were like 3 out of the like 7 or 8 things that I had to do before I left New Zealand, and like 3 of them are back to back to back. Yeah, eventually we'll get to look back at this moment.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
This one right here. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Also,
I have a habit of dragging these out.
what are you nervous about for the next 3 weeks of the journey?
I'm not nervous about a single thing. We are at Cleopatra's Pool in Abel Tasman. We did our first of 3 days in the park. How did our kayaking go earlier?
Felt kind of like a slight roller coaster to me. Like some moments would be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're doing this. This is awesome. This is amazing. We are awesome. And then we'd get hit with like a humbling 25-knot headwind that would practically blow us backwards and into waves. And I remember that I get seasick. And then there were moments of like, I can't believe that they trust us doing this. Why would they give us kayaks for this trip? How are we qualified? We're not. And then moments of like, maybe this is when I'm gonna die. And then times were like, oh, this is beautiful again. Very happy to be here now.
Okay, so today we traded in the 25 knot?
Yeah.
Yes, 25 knot wind for kind of torrential downpour, which was actually much preferable.
It was much better, yeah. It was much better, but it got super cold, and I went shirtless today to try to get rid of farmer's tan.
Mistakes. Yeah, so Nick was worried about hypothermia. We were both pretty cold coming into Tonga Kori.
Yeah, then we set up the tent really quickly, and this is what this is what the next 9 hours is gonna look like, because it's like noon.
Yeah.
So we have all day to read inside this tent. Long day.
It's been 8.5 hours.
In this tent.
Yes.
Minus like a 1 hour stint of cooking food in the rain.
Yeah, it was good though. We had spaghetti and vegetables.
It was good. It was good food.
Anytime we have noodles, good time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've been here, we've been reading, we colored a picture, and it's been a pretty small world. Us and the sandflies.
Yep.
Yep. Yesterday we finished up the kayaking trip with what we originally planned to be a 10K hike, and it ended up being closer to probably 25 or 26K hike that we had to do with 2 really awkward heavy panniers and a 30-liter pack. We started around 9 in the morning thinking that would be fine and we'd make it to this inlet crossing that we needed to make, like, I don't know, by around low tide, which was around 9. Thinking there was a hop, skip, and jump away. Turns out it wasn't. We got there closer to high tide. It's probably 2K across, and Nick and I got in the closest thing to a fight, probably, since we've started this trip. Me saying, let's go back to the water taxi pickup. Let's just do that, and then we can get that to the end. Nick wanted to cross. I decided I was probably being lazy and was just uncomfortable, so we went for it. Here he is. Anyways, we did the crossing, waded through water for about 2 hours, oftentimes up to our waist. Made it to the other side, and we had an hour to do, what, a 2-hour hike?
Yeah.
To make it to the campground in time to get a camp spot and pick up our bikes. So, it was about 6.5 kilometers, and Nick opted to be the pack mule, and I opted to run. So left him with
Gazelle.
the gazelle. Nick the pack mule, me the gazelle, to run to get a camp spot in time and pick up our bikes, which were being ferried over from the start. So I made it in time, happy as a clam, ate a Snickers. It was great. Nick showed up about 3 hours later, just in agony. And yeah, he looked like he was at probably a cracking point. Would you like to describe it?
Sucks. Hiking with like 2 people's worth of backpacking gear, but not proper backpacking gear. It was panniers that you have to awkwardly hold.
Yeah.
And you're wet, and your shoes are wet and covered in sand, and you're tired, and you're hot, and you're hungry.
How are you feeling today?
I'm just sore today. I'm sore, and I'm ready to be somewhere else. As in, I don't really feel like biking. I don't really feel like doing anything. Once we get to our workaway, we're gonna have to start working though, so I don't know what the win is. We'll be in one spot for a long time.
Yes. Ursus is the win. Anyways, we made it, and it's over, and we literally will never have to do that again as long as we don't stupidly decide to go on a 25k hike with 2 bulging panniers. We made it. Personally, I'm excited to be back on a bike and not in a kayak for a very, very, very long time. But yeah, generally in pain also. So we'll see how it goes today. And I'm excited to meet Ursus. Okay, checking out. Bye.
I think the worst thing that could happen is that our workaway opportunity is like just so weird that it's not good, but I don't think that's going to be the case, so I'm not like, it's wasted time worrying.
Circling together, we are singing, singing our heart song. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred.
Yeah, my name is Ursus, or the English version Black Bear, the honey-loving black bear. For many, many years I was a part of this kind of social movement where we built communes and eco-village in the countryside in order to get more independent from mainstream consumer society.
Do you want to say what's going on?
Yeah, so we're on our way to Farewell Spit. We just heard that there's 475 beached whales, so there's a herd that ran into the spit, and there's a big group of people, us included, who are going to try to save the whales. And we're doing this by, during low tide, we're going to dump water on them to keep them wet, and then at high tide we're going to try to push them out into the ocean, but unfortunately already 75% of the whales have have died. So save what we can at this point, and just hope that it doesn't happen again.
To ride back to here, and the woman in the car is like, hey, did you know about the 460 whales that are dying on a beach today? And we're like, no, I didn't know about that. And so we hop in another car and run here, and we're walking amongst a field of dead whales and trying to help the ones that are still alive. And at first you're just like, what the hell? Where are we? And what's going on? But ultimately it proved to be a really nice evening in a strange way, because you see all these people here for the same cause, which was just trying to save a few whales' lives. Like, before people even got here this morning, 75% were dead. And it didn't matter. There were little girls, there were old men, there were all sorts of people here today trying to save the whales. And that was cool. And I'm glad we got to be here for it. And I'm happy. But all in all, it was such a nice, weird day. It's really good.
It was emotionally turbulent.
Lost my train of thought. Oh, right. And then in New Zealand for me, and to still pay off my loans and be able to eat. So that was weird, planning for that thing. Getting a car would have put me in the same position. I would be broke possibly even before now, and then I wouldn't have gotten to spend that time with you.
No, I don't want to put this shit. I want to put brown.
Like this?
Are you gonna cook it again? With that milk?
Just a little bit like caramelize it.
Okay, but you don't know. It's not gonna come. Unless you have like.
You are.
You need a blowtorch.
You didn't blow while you were doing
blowing.
it. Listen to Lou.
Blow, like.
Was that your advice, Lou? I was, and then I stopped to look at the brown sugar.
Blow really hard, like.
Keep the knife wet. Cold water.
There's so much advice.
That's the third piece of advice about cutting onions that we've received.
And I'm still a wreck.
Nice.
We're good.
My sad bike is not ready to go.
I want to stay.
I want to stay at the Spirit of Nature.
Alright, let's go.
How you feeling?
We need to go. Pick up your stuff.
We're gonna do the Yeezy track.
Not if we don't get there.
We're gonna make it.
Alright, so this next portion of the trip after Spirit of Nature, we were gonna hike the Heafy track, and we learned our lesson from Abel Tasman and decided to get a second backpack and a more legitimate backpack to instead of carrying panniers in each hand, because that was a little crazy.
And this was a longer trip too, so the Heafy track is a 4-day backpacking trip.
Yeah.
And it was one of my must-do things, and so it was like desperate for figuring out how we were going to make that work with our bikes.
Yeah. And so we were going around town like trying to find a backpack everywhere, couldn't find it. Someone like sent us to this like home good rental shop, like literally they rent out like commercial refrigerators and grills, and we're like, we almost didn't even go in, but we did, thankfully. And this man basically gave us his personal backpack to borrow for the week. and then offered, because he has his personal plane and was flying like a couple of family members or people from town across the range like 5 days later. Imagine that timing. So he offered to fly all of our extra stuff and our bikes while he was on this trip. And then he would trade all of our stuff for his backpack back after all of that. So it was kind of a crazy way that it all worked out, because originally it didn't seem like the backpack was crucial and we could not find one.
Yeah.
Besides like a grocery bag. Like there was nothing we could find. And yeah, backpack was ended up being
terrible.
But it worked. Better than 2 panniers for sure. But we called it a backpack made for aliens the entire time.
It did not fit the human back.
Both of us were broken by the end of these 4 days.
Oh yeah. This pack fit so terribly that like Jamie's legs seized up.
Like I could not bend my right knee anymore. So I was walking around like a freaking scarecrow.
On day 3 or day 2 or?
It's like, I think it might have been day 2 or 3.
So,
I think 3.
And because of that, like, I ended up carrying most of the weight in the bag because she couldn't hike. So she had a very light bag and I had a very heavy bag. And my legs at this point had been beaten to death. And by the end of this backpacking trip, neither of us could move correctly.
We were like, how are we gonna bike tomorrow?
And then the next day I was struggling, and Jamie, of course, biked no problem. So, essentially.
Yeah.
So, maybe she was lying on the hike so I would take all the weight.
Maybe.
We still don't know.
I know. Can't a girl just enjoy her ice cream?
Lots happened over the last few days.
Uh-huh.
How does it all feel?
Which part?
Let's recap. What's happened over the last few days?
We walked the Heaphy track. In that time, I decided I'm probably gonna end up staying in New Zealand, and you realized more your financial situation and also your physical and emotional state, and that made you start to think about cutting the bike tour short on your end and going to Queenstown and Wanaka. So you've been battling with that over the last week or so. But basically, we're in Karamea now, and packing up, reorganizing, getting ready to go down to Westport tomorrow. It's gonna end up being our last day, or at least for the foreseeable future, of biking together on this trip. So today's the first day that I'm riding without Nick. I'm traveling from Westport on to a little bit past Paparoa National Park. Pretty naturally, I think I started off the day and a little bit down on the spirits. My friend just left and I'm kind of on my own. I don't have anyone to wait for around the corner and make a stupid joke with, and then continue on and keep doing it. But it's been good and I'm excited for what's to come. And it all kind of changed when I was going up and up and up this hill, and all of a sudden was greeted by a welcome to Paparoa National Park sign, and right around the bend there was like this giant limestone bluff and like lush green forest, and went around another bend and all of a sudden I was greeted by like bright aquamarine sea below, and just was like hit with this like wave of beauty, and I'm just excited to see what's to come, and I'll see Nick in a week and a half and everything will be alright, but for now I'm just here to enjoy this. It's pretty good. Generally, while I had a good time, it was not nearly as full and lovely experience without my friend. But we both got the experience we initially sought out for.
That's true.
Yeah, like I was planning to do this whole thing by myself, and I got got to do 500 miles of it with my best friend.
So a lot of the footage moving forward is Jamie's portion of the trip, which was the last 500 miles, which she knocked out in a week and a half, something crazy like that.
Yeah, because I had my fiance to get to.
So I'm traveling from Fox to Hast today, which is about 120 kilometers. So kind of long ride for me, I'd say. And I followed a different set of priorities this morning,
And by priorities, I mean having my first FaceTime date with Courtney on her birthday for, I think, over 2 hours. So I started this I forget how long it was, 90-mile day at noon. It probably wasn't that long, but it was a long day, and I started it very late. So
she was so smitten right from the start. It was very cute because obviously I really liked Courtney, having grown up with her. But yeah, they had known each other for a couple of days, and Jamie just kept talking about her and texting her every stop, and I was like, chill out. I'm tired of hearing about this.
I was like, we're gonna start our life together. I'm going back to America.
Which,
that's what happened.
That's what happened. So hey, very cool.
Told you.
got me off to a pretty late start, so I have to kind of go quick, which means that I can't stop for every view like this along the way, but that's okay because it's still been a great morning, and I just have to limit myself, which I would have to do anyways, otherwise I will literally never make it there.
So after Nick left and I was biking alone, I was just tinkering around. It was on that day that I was like, I'm gonna stop every 5 minutes. How will I ever make it to my destination? It's a long day of biking. I'm never gonna make it. And I'm biking along, and this man runs up from this down this side road, and he's like, hey, we have an extra seat in this helicopter. Do you want to jump in? And I was like, okay. And so I did. This other man, it was another single guy who paid for this helicopter ride.
Very expensive helicopter ride that this man paid for.
Well, and I ended up paying a nominal charge as well, but they duped me a little bit, but not really. This guy definitely took the brunt of it. Anyways, they wanted to fill this extra seat to equal out the weight and probably get a little bit more money. And anyways, I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And I bring all my snacks and my little GoPro camera, and I'm just in there eating snacks, putting my camera across the man sitting next to me who God knows how much he paid for this trip. Anyways, I was polite probably. Anyways, that's what happened. This is how I randomly ended up on a helicopter partway through one of my biking days.
Yeah.
And again, one of the most extravagant things I've ever done, for one thing. And had another moment of this is very in conflict with the purpose of this trip.
But again, the helicopter trip was happening.
It was already happening, so.
Which again isn't really an excuse, but.
Tragedy of the commons. I should have thrown my helmet in the rotors instead.
Destroying the helicopter is not the solution either.
So today I set out to bike from Fox to Haas, and pretty much everyone along the way was like, that's really far away. Do you know how far away that is? And I'm like, yeah, it's 120 kilometers, but I think it'll be all right. And this kept happening, person after person, and of course it set a few seeds of doubt in my mind, but kept going, and it was a lovely day, and it really wasn't that bad. And I just kept thinking, would guys get this same reaction? Because, yeah, a lot of people kept asking me, are you doing it alone? I'm like, Yeah. Anyways, it was a wonderful day. Great day. Beautiful ride. Not really that hard, so I'm glad that I didn't listen to people too much. And here we are. Welcome to Hast. Stoked to be here for a couple of days.
The trip overall was pretty good. I still did one work exchange at Fox Glacier. Ended up in being like a dishwasher for a couple of nights in this really dramatic kitchen. There was a love triangle situation and people were fighting in another language. Anyways, I ended up having to fake a emergency that was going on with my fiance in Queenstown, and promptly, I have to go. And I biked off as if I was gonna bike to Queenstown for this emergency. Anyways, got out of there.
Yeah, that is funny. Because it does, even though Jamie was moving at a very good, fast, steady pace, it would still take days. 3? At least, if not 4 or 5 days to get to Queenstown from there. So it's just funny that she was dealing with an emergency.
There are buses that go through there. So, we successfully finished the bike tour. And it's kind of funny, we immediately stopped filming after this point. It was the fundraiser's over. We raised $5,000 for EDF and Global Green Grants and a number of other organizations. And yeah, and then we ended up entering the strangest period of my life to date. The beautiful chaos continued in Queenstown. Basically, I ended up deciding to finish out, I think we were in Queenstown for 2 weeks, and then we went on a 2-week road trip, and then I went back to the States and went on a climbing trip for a little bit, and then with our friend Jean, and then a road trip with Courtney, which then we are now in a relationship, and continued my life stateside. And Nick ended up staying, which is hilarious because
we thought the exact opposite, weeks early.
Prior. Yeah. So just weird how it all works out.
Yeah. But I mean, what's really cool is the reason that worked out the way it did was this perfect combination of events during the cycle tour that led me to meeting up with this woman for coffee. I was literally just trying to learn more about a particular field. And she called her friend and got me an interview at an engineering firm, which I ended up working at in Queenstown for the rest of the time that I was there. And it made me financially stable enough to stay and meet some wonderful people and just do a lot of those things I had always imagined doing in New Zealand that sort of changed because of the context of the cycle tour, which just really helps me hold the cycle tour near and dear to my heart because it actually got me to the point where I had the experience in New Zealand that I couldn't have even dreamed of.
Yeah. That day that we were trapped in the tent in pouring rain, Nick read this entire book on green building. And the week later emailed all these people, and this is how this happened. It's
right. And now we both just finished, Jamie finished PA school. I just finished grad school getting a sustainable building degree.
Yeah.
So it really was life-changing on top of being just a really goofy, fun, difficult experience.
Yeah. Yeah. It was all those things.
Truly, truly incredible.
Yeah. And it made us stronger.